Ninja Speedy, let's talk Ninja Foodi, the power mixer system. We call it a system because you're looking at it, you're like, all right, Jules, it's an immersion blender. And you would be correct. But it's not just an immersion blender. It is also a whisker. It is a beater. It has dough hooks. It all converts to whatever you need it to be. It's so brilliant. It's $89.99. It's a price and an easy pay that both expire at the end of the day, and it's customer top rated. $18 is that easy pay, K84001. I'll take you through colors first. Here's your red, here's your black, here's your cobalt, and one more on QVC.com. We have it for you in a white. Now this here is everything that you get. You get the handheld itself, which is right here. That's the unit itself. This is the immersion blender attachment. This is the attachment that you're going to use and you're going to put on your unit when you want to turn this into a whisker or a beater or use them as dough hooks. Dough hooks are also great when you are making a meatloaf or mixing up the meat for meatballs. So let me invite in, again, Aurora Sattler to talk about this nifty piece. I love this one.
So I can't tell you how excited I am to be here with you. These are just like all my favorite things that I use all the time in the kitchen. I've convinced so many people to buy immersion blenders, and then you always need a handheld beater. So I've got just a little sampling of recipes that you can make with them, and I've got 2 great demos for you because you can make stuff that fast with the Foodi. Well, so things that you can wrap, soups, all your fall soups, applesauce. I've got a quiche here, and I'm going to show you how to make a homemade mayonnaise from scratch. So
okay, I'm ready. I'm like geared up. Look, I worked in restaurants for years, like high-end restaurants for years and years, and I was taught by these well-known chefs, immersion blender is the #1 thing you need.
So you saw what this looked like before?
Yeah.
This is literally the creamiest, dreamiest, like when you hear aioli, right? And people are like, what is that? And you're like, fancy mayonnaise. I just made it in seconds using this immersion blender. When I want to swap, so this was just oil. It was an egg, some Dijon, lemon juice before, and now it's that wonderful creamy mayonnaise that you can use on just everything. Now I want to switch. I'm going to hit those buttons on the side. There's my immersion blender off, and I want to mix a handheld blender now. You line up the simple arrows here. There's an arrow here and an arrow here, just for anyone, so they're going to get it in a second. And you just slide it on. You hear it snap closed, and all the way, I'm in a blender now. That took me 2 seconds.
This is
so here's
brilliant.
Just I know, right?
I love
and it saves counter space. It saves you when you have to pack it away when you're done with it. You're not using up your drawers all the time. I love this blender. I cook with my kids, and instead of having a toggle where you're adjusting speeds, it's a simple button. So I'm increasing the speeds on this as I go. I've got up to 5 speeds. And just as I go, that way you don't get that puff of the flour or anything up. Right. It's kind of just like anyone can use this. My 5-year-old could use this in a heartbeat. She loves making cakes and brownies with me. And then when I'm done, I just turn the power switch. And then again, a simple eject for those beaters.
That's
so simple.
Cool.
It could not be easier.
I love this so much. I really, really do, because it's a true multitasker. And that's what we need. We need to like declutter, rethink about the appliances that we've been using, because technology has gone so far. And that's what Ninja really does. They're always innovating every single piece that they bring to us. You also get this beaker, by the way. So if you want to make things right in here, you can.
Just like I did with the mayonnaise. It was so easy to just make it all in there right away. It's great. Like the immersion blender, as we're getting into fall, when you want to make those nice fall soups and you don't want to carry a heavy pot, you don't want to move it, you don't want to put hot liquids in another blender, you just use this immersion blender right inside the pot itself. And my favorite, I just absolutely love this, it has a pan guard on it. Yes. What that does is it protects your good pans. And I've made that mistake before, and I almost cried when when you scratch up a good pan, Ninja's just one step ahead of you. So even if you're multitasking yourself, they're protecting you with this pan guard. So it does the amazing immersion, but it also
It is amazing immersion.
protecting your pans.
It is amazing
It's protecting your
immersion.
pans.
It's
Yeah.
everything that you need all in one. It's just such a smart design, from whisking to blending to
Yep.
immersion, making whipped creams, making meatballs. Is
Whipped
that
cream.
when do you use the dough hooks the most?
So the dough hooks, if I was gonna make like a pizza dough myself, or if I wanted to make like a bread, and it's just another capability that it can do, and another amazing thing. Like again, if you love baking and you want to try something out new, something fun, this one's called a foodie for a reason because it's gonna make you like a mini foodie with all the different things that you can create.
It's
And
brilliant.
I also, yeah. I mean, you can see the immersion blender going there, and smoothies too. So that's
Ooh.
another great use for the device here. If you want to put in your frozen ingredients, your liquid, and then you just blend with the immersion right in this container, and it's got an easy pour spout too. So when
When
you're done,
you use an
just pour it
immersion
right
blender,
in.
especially when you're talking things about soups, it makes it so silky. It blends everything so beautifully. You get a little chop in there. So with this set, you can do anything from like chunky dips to those silky soups.
Yeah.
And whipped cream and meringue and everything in between. You just choose your color, whether you want it in the red, the black, the cobalt, or the white, which is the most limited, and you get everything you see. You get the immersion blender attachment, you get the mixer attachment, you get 2 dough hooks, 2 beaters, 1 whisk, and the beaker with a lid. It's an $18 easy pay. I could not love this more, and it has the power of Ninja behind it, so a lot of power there. Aurora, before we part ways, you have an entire hour of this speedy coming up at 3 o'clock with TJ, right?
Yeah, I'm so excited. We're gonna have so much fun. You're gonna get to see a ton of different dishes from basically A to C, which only takes 15 minutes, but you're gonna get to see it start to finish.
Well, that's super exciting. Well, if you're shopping now, you don't want to miss out on one of the colors. We had that speedy in our show earlier, so you'll get to see a lot more demos. We have the 2 colors.